All right. Positive energy all the time. Hope everybody's doing great. Hit that like button, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and support the channel. Rep your city to everybody on Facebook, Kick, Twitch, and YouTube. I'm representing Chicago, Illinois. Who we got in the house? What city? We got Los Angeles in the building. We got Indianapolis in the house. Who else we got in the building? Boy, it's going to be a long political situation. The politics is being drug out. We got London in the building. Salute, is a beer. Yeah, it's a mess. The political climate is stretching. We got Baltimore in the house. Nice watch. What up? Salute. We got Pretoria in the building. Salute Ross. Selassie. Everybody know. It's crazy. Like, I'm born in 1958. I'd never seen politics stretch so long. Politics used to end. Like, that once the election's over, that was it. Now people are still political. It's kind of crazy. Cleveland is in the building. I'm not used to this much politics. It's a little crazy. I think they really messed up leaving Biden in there that long. Well, it's a little funny because it could have been intentional, because I really question what was behind all those migrants coming up. And I think that was intentional. But all the confusion now is a little strange. I don't really understand what they're beefing about. Politics seem to be extremely crooked now, more than ever before. And Trump seems to be just doing whatever with no restraints. You know, his presidency is a lot like a dictatorship. It's a little weird. You have to wait to see if it's going to be for the better or for the worse. It could be a dictatorship that turns out for the better, or it could be a dictatorship that turns out for the worse. But it does seem like a dictatorship, controlling the Supreme Court, to controlling the House and the Senate, firing everybody but the people that agree with him. It's a little weird. Yeah, you can have an opinion on that kind of stuff. You ain't lying. It's a little weird. Salute. Yeah, we got Cleveland in the house. Who else we got? What city you represent? It's a little weird. Salute to everybody in the UK. Southampton is in the building. It definitely, nice watch. It definitely is weird. I've been catching hell over here. Trinidad in the building. Big up yourself. Yeah, they are really emotional. Oh oh boy, they've been calling me names and all. I didn't know you call people names because of their point of view. It's the crazy. Boy, they be calling me names and all type of stuff. I'm like, what the hell? What part of the game is this? I'm confused. It's weird. The worst, listen, I'm going to keep it real. Here's the thing. I don't really like the Republicans and Trump administration. Right? Detroit's in the building, San Jose in the building. Let me see if anybody else is in my position. I don't really like Trump and the Republicans. But the Democrats are so horrible. I like Trump a little bit. Does that make any sense? Like, I don't like Trump and how he's functioning in the Republican Party. But the Democrats are so horrible. It's like, okay, this is even more. This is good. This is the Democrats. And this is Trump. I gotta go with the least loser. I can't go with the super losers. It's like losers. Is it just me? It's like the Democrats is losers and the Republicans is losers, but the Democrat is like triple losers and the Republican is only like double losers. Is that a good way to explain it? I absolutely don't want the Democrats back in there. Now, I've never voted for Republicans, but it's not the reason I never voted Republicans has nothing to do with everybody else that just do Republican Democrat. It was strictly political for me. So a lot of people don't understand why certain places vote Democrat. They think it's a situation believing in a certain ideology, which is absolutely not. But it might be in small places like we see in Minneapolis. So, Minneapolis show me, okay, in these little bitty places, it is weird. See, in a big major city like Chicago, it's a lot different. There's a lot more political jobs. And this is for the young people, so you learn politics in these big cities. We have to vote based on connections. Now, it might be changing, but for you all to understand why certain people, you call it the Democratic ticket of it. See, there's certain connections. There's like political connections. All right? So let me give you an example. Let's say you're in Chicago. Let's say the county's ran by Democrats, the mayor's Democrat, the county, all of the people that run the high positions are Democrats. So in Chicago, you pretty much have to vote Democrat because their connections is through the Democratic Party, right? And to get anything done, now it's not a one-party dictatorship. I'm explaining to you why. You all listen and learn why. It's not like what you're saying. What you're saying, Gearhead, is absolutely wrong. Where you live at, Gearhead? First, let's start there. Where you live? That's not really true, you all. It's much deeper than that. There is no Democratic vote. There's a lot of offices. Oh, yeah, you're in Denver. Yeah, Denver's little. Listen, gearhead. Denver's not Chicago. Denver's little. That's good he said that. I'm going to try to show him something. If I see he don't want to learn or listen to what I'm saying, I'll move on. But he might want to take in this knowledge. So there's a lot of offices. Okay? There's a lot of when you talk about New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, there's a lot of political offices. In a small city, there's not that many political offices. Okay? So if I go to your city hall meeting, it's not nowhere as many people as the city council in Chicago. Is a lot of people. So the politics, just for the young people, the politics work like this. You're in Chicago. You have Democratic mayors. All of the aldermen are Democrats. The government is mostly Democrat, right? But the government is Democrat because the government was already Democrat. So it's not like you're really voting to go Democrat. It's already like that. And everybody doesn't vote at the same time, right? So everybody votes at a different time. You see how now they're having the midterm? That's a different vote, right? So these midterms are not connected to 2 more years after when the presidents and all them run. So there's different political people running, right? Now, in the States, like Chicago, you'll have a Democratic mayor. Now, you could have a Republican governor. Why? Because the people in the city of Chicago are going to vote for the Democratic mayor, and the people in the state might vote for a Republican governor. Now, when you have a Democratic mayor and you have a Republican governor, if you get a Republican president, then things don't run smooth for the Democratic city. So the idea is that if you have a Democratic city, you want to try to get Democratic senators, congressmen, governor, and a Democratic president so things can run good for that Democratic city. Because we don't live in a country where the Republicans will treat the Democratic Party kind of fairly. They want to change things. That's not the people's fault. So the reason the people vote Democrat is because the whole system is already Democrat, and you have to vote in a way where people can work together. To vote for a different party is to cut off the people that's already in office. So let's look at Jackson, Mississippi. Jackson, Mississippi is a Democratic city. They want to vote Democrat. The white Republicans came from the suburbs, and because Jackson was the capital, they overthrew Jackson. Now they're taking all the money from the city and sending it to the whites in the state. Basically robbing the black, right? So if you live in a black city that pays most of the taxes, if you let somebody that's not looking out for the best for the city and is put in office out in the suburbs, they will drain the city for the whites that live in the rural areas. So now your city tax dollars, you won't see nothing from it. The city will become dilapidated. And they will pull the money out of the people that pay the most taxes in the state per capita. They will pull that money on some racist move to send it to the whites in the suburbs. They don't want to tell you that part. And that's what they did in Jackson, Mississippi. Brought in Capitol Police and got Capitol Police patrolling Jackson, Mississippi citizens. So they got state police in the city. Because what happens in these cities, you're in Chicago, they got great jobs downtown. The people that make the most money downtown, lots of them go live in the suburbs and build up communities in the suburbs. They come to the city and work, suck the blood out the city and take it to the suburb. They don't put no money back into the city. Yeah. If you think I'm lying, come to Chicago in the morning, you're going to see all these white people getting off these trains from the suburb, from out in the state, coming to Chicago to suck the blood of the blacks that live in the city and take that and take it out there where they live. And that's tax dollars and everything that's not helping the people right in the city, that they rob in the city to take care of their luscious big homes somewhere else. This is the secret war that's going on. That these people that want to live in these big homes all around these suburbs, they suck the blood out the cities because there ain't no money out in the suburbs. They can't make no money. So all these states, where do you think they're getting their money from? They're getting it from the major city. So when you look at these cities that's mostly black and they say, oh, it ain't doing that, you know why? Because white suburban people are stealing the money. That's basically stealing. If you live out there and you work here and you take money here out there and it never comes back, you're shopping out there, you're spending out there, you're paying property taxes out there, but you made your money in here in the city. And then you come to the city from the suburbs and party every now and then and enjoy the city and then go back out there. But you don't contribute nothing to the city. You suck the blood out the city like a vampire. That's why LA is like it is. That's why all these cities that they try to show you, then they try to blame it on the blacks that's left there. Right? They say, look, you all don't do this and you all don't do that. And then after they suck the blood out the city, destroy the city, the property taxes, property depreciates, then they come back from the suburbs and buy everything else and gentrify your communities. That's what they do. They go out there, let the city go suck all the money out the city, let the city go dry, let the property be ruined, no money circulating. Because also you got to understand, they control the jobs. So it's a lot of racism. So they hire their own and they don't hire you. So they're hiring a bunch of people that don't even live in the city, racism at the highest level, and they suck all the money out. Don't put no money back. Wait till it falls and come and displace you and take the city back. Now they own the property in the suburbs. They got property out there, and they got property here, and now their children got all this inheritance and all this stuff. So it's more than just Republican, Democrat. It's a lot more to it. It's a lot more to it. It's about connecting the politicians together to get something done. If you got Democrats, too many Democrats and Republicans in one state, things won't flow. If you got a Democratic city and a Republican state, they're going to rob the Democratic city. That's a fact. They're going to rob it. They're going to suck the blood out of it. Basically. And gentrify the cities. So it's not like, oh, people just voting like that. They're voting like that to keep some power. To keep some type of power. To have a mayor that tries to regulate that the best they can. If you get a Republican mayor in Chicago, they'll destroy the city. They'll take all the money and send it to the suburbs. Because everybody else is a Democrat, and that Republican mayor is not going to work with the city council, not going to work with none of the aldermen, not going to work with the state senator, the U.S. senator. They're not going to work with nobody, the attorney general. They ain't going to work with them. They'll basically gut the city. Because Republicans represent the suburbs and Democrats represent the city. They ain't going to tell you that. But that's a fact. Trump represents the suburbs. He don't represent no cities. He don't give a damn about no cities, especially no Democratic cities. That's why he sent ICE to all the Democratic cities. He ain't sent ICE to no Republican cities. So that's why people vote the same way, because you want to keep everybody to work together. If you bring somebody else in, everybody's not going to work together. Watch, I'll show you, then we'll finish the conversation when we was talking about. Watch this. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, let me give you an example. Chicago. All right? This is the mayor. Right? She's county. She runs the county. Cook County. Black. All right? Cook County Black. Kim Fox. State's attorney. Black. Chief of police. Chicago. Black. See what I'm showing you? In order for everything to work, that's the only way everything's going to work. So when you look and you say, he's not doing a good job. Don't nobody know what kind of job you're going to do till you get the job. So that's childish political stuff that people say, don't y'all go for that. The voters vote. The voters don't know what you're going to do. So when the voters vote and put somebody in there and they don't do the job, how are you going to criticize the voters when the voters are in the dark until the person gets the job? And so we got to teach our young people politics. He don't do a good job. You get him out of there, you put somebody else, but you can't blame the voters, because if you could blame the voters, why ain't you blaming the Democrats for Joe Biden being in there asleep or Trump being an idiot, which he is? So the voters can't be blamed for taking a chance. Okay, let's change it. Let's say it's a man. If you're a man and you see a beautiful woman and she treats you nice and she's beautiful and you hang out and you date and you marry her, and then she turns out to be no good, can I blame you? No, you didn't know she was going to turn to a cheater. You didn't know what she was going to do. She showed you one person. You married her, and then she changed up. So I can't say, oh, you shouldn't have married her. No, that's not really true. Because the person you married, what is Brandon Johnson doing wrong? Brandon Johnson made a big mistake by giving all that money to the migrants before he made the government give him the money. He didn't play hardball. Brandon, all the migrants started coming here. They were stopping buses and sending them back. When they started sending them back, the Texas governor started flying them in. Eventually, it was all at the police station, everything, and Brandon used $1 billion to the migrants. He's thinking Joe Biden is going to give him the money back, but he should have asked for the money first. He should have had some backbone, but he was trying to be loyal to the Democratic Party. But Joe Biden stabbed all the Democratic cities in the back because it's the government the reason they crossed the border. So it's the government's responsibility to take care of them in New York, Chicago, and all these cities. That was the government's responsibility. Chicago's not on the border. And then Brandon did not overrule sanctuary cities. We don't want Chicago to be no sanctuary city, but Brandon wanted it to stay a sanctuary city. Now he's broke. We don't want this to be no sanctuary city. We don't want everybody in the world having a problem coming to Chicago. Harold Washington made this a sanctuary city many years ago. He's gone. And the citizens, we don't want to be a sanctuary city. We have children and family and grandchildren. We don't want to be responsible for the world's problems. And that's where he made a mistake by not declaring Chicago was no longer a sanctuary city, and we're getting his funky ass out of there, and we getting somebody in there that says Chicago is not a sanctuary city. If somebody messing you up in Chile or Argentina, hey, we not here. We cannot save the world. We cannot save everybody in Argentina. We cannot save everybody in Venezuela. We cannot save the world. If the government don't want to do it, why should the city do it? If it's you go international, then you go national. You don't go international city. You go city, county, state, federal, international. And then it helps you go international, federal, state, county, city, not international city. How is a city responsible for an international problem? Joe Biden's crooked ass didn't send none of these cities a dime from the federal government to clean up the federal government's problem. If the border in Texas wasn't working, that's not the city's responsibility, including the cities in Texas. Joe Biden didn't help the cities in Texas, and that's why the governor in Texas flew them people out of Texas, so everybody else could get a taste of the problem. They was just going to let Texas and the southern states deal with that. That governor did right. They was going to dog out Texas. That's what they was going to do. Then you want the city to take care of an international problem? The border is the government's responsibility, not our responsibility. Different states vote different because they have different things they want. That was the government. America was set up the right way. Different. See, all Republicans don't want the same thing. All Democrats don't want the same thing. Okay? They're lying to the young people because the government now is a bunch of dummies. It's not like how the government used to be. See, the government was never into this national thing. The government was a bunch of states coming together for everybody from their state to get help from the government and to work on international problems. They're not doing that no more. Those are representatives. Governors and senators are representatives of their state to go, and they all discuss what each state wants and get each state what each state wants, because the country is what? The country is a bunch of states. There is no, it's called the United what? It's not called the United Country. It's called the United States. So they're going there for every state to get what they want. And now they've fallen away from that. Now they talk about Democrat, Republican. There never was no such thing of that. A Republican governor in farmland ain't like a Republican government in a city type state. So they're not Republicans. He represents Wisconsin. He represents California. They don't want the same things. But now they've turned it into Republicans, Democrats. That's not how the country works. The country works cattle, wheat, railroad, economics like that. And every state got something else different. And they come there to make all that different stuff work. They're not supposed to just be no two parties in there. They're all supposed to be there working for different things in the state. So let me show you why. If you're a governor, if you're a senator from Indiana, and you're a Democrat senator from Indiana, and you're a Republican senator from a state that's got a lot of farming, they're going to have a lot in common because they live in farm states, and they're pretty much going to want the same thing. If you're they wasn't so divided like that, because if you're in a farmland here and you're a Republican and I'm in a farmland there, we want the same things for our farmers. And they call those moderates. And moderates are the ones that's Democrat, Republican come together because they want some things in common. For y'all generation, ain't no more moderates. It's just some weird Republican, Democrat, weird stuff. I don't know what that stuff is. Y'all, the young people don't know nothing about the government no more because this government is fraudulent. This is not a real United States government. I'm going to keep it real. They're not supposed to be that much at odds like that. You all are seeing a mess. That's what you're saying. This is not the United States government. This is some bootleg shit. This is not how the government runs. The government has moderates, which are Democrats and Republicans that work together because it wasn't about you being a Republican, you being a Democrat. It was about what do you need in your state? 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 That's pretty much all it was about. Republican and Democrat was not really that important. Not really. It was just a way for two different people to run. They got to call one and one the other. You know what I'm saying? So Democrat Republican was just a way for two people to run. It really didn't mean that, oh, you're just so different than this one. I mean, what's going to be so different? If I run this state and I'm Republican, and you run this state and you're a Democrat, I think we still need the same shit for the state. I don't see how, oh, over on this side, you need all this. And over here, you don't need none of that. You need all this. That's not realistic. That's why the country's failing. Because you need the same thing, jobs, right? You need jobs. You need housing. What state don't need that? Show me where a Republican needs something different than a Democrat. And walk down the street and point out a Republican person and a Democrat person. See how ridiculous it is? Point out what the hell is a Republican? That's why I get aggravated, people, because if you vote for a Republican, that don't mean you're a Republican. That just means you voted for that person because you liked them. But now they say if you vote for somebody, you're them. No, wait a minute. No, the mayor's a Democrat. I'm not a Democrat. I just voted for the Democrat mayor. I don't even know what the hell a Democrat Republican is. I'm just Pharaoh. Got to pay my bills. Y'all Republicans, y'all got Republican bills. You got a Republican light bill. You got a public electric bill. What about when you go buy gas? Do you get Republican gas or Democrat gas? I ain't never bought no Democrat gas. Whole Foods don't never ask me what I am and say, well, you know, Trump is in there now. If you're a Republican, these 2 bags of groceries won't cost $389. Where is the goddamn Republican discount? Are we all suckers, right? What do you get for being a Republican? Because I don't get nothing, you know what I'm saying? And I didn't even know I was a Democrat. I just became a Democrat with these weird the internet. Because I never was a Democrat before. I was just voting. The only people was Democrat was like the politicians. Because listen, if the people are Democrats and Republicans, right? Why at election time they be begging us to vote? They begging us to vote because we ain't Democrats or Republicans. Because you could vote any kind of way. If I was a Republican, you wouldn't be begging for my vote if you was a Democrat. You already know I'm Republican. I'm not voting for you. Right? But they ask us all to vote, right? Which means we're not Democrats or Republicans because it's wide open for us to vote any way we want to vote. If you was that, you would never vote like that. So why are they campaigning if we're already what we are? There's no need to listen. See what I'm saying? They're running the game. If we're Democrats or Republicans, there's no need for no campaigning. Because the Republicans are going to vote for Republicans and the Democrats are going to vote for the Democrats. Am I lying? They lying to us. Trying to get you to, they say you a Democrat. I don't know what the hell a Democrat is. None of y'all know what a Democrat or Republican is. How the hell is you a Republican? No, I don't think the con game, I think the con game, it was no con game. I think that the educational system failed. And the politicians is dumb. We don't have good politicians anymore. We got bums. They found out that they can make a lot of money if they be a senator or a governor, and they just in it for the money. That's why all the real politicians that was left quit. Why you think Romney and all them said, okay, I gotta go? Y'all ain't noticed that the ones from the old school that was really politicians all quit? They left. Why you think Romney resigned? Because it's not like how it was. They're like, I'm gone. I don't know what this shit is. You know how many politicians left? That's how you got all them weird white women and all them weirdos in there. Y'all don't notice them a bunch of weirdos? I know y'all see that them politicians are a bunch of weirdos. Now the vice president is cool because they always used to pick just some weirdo to be the vice president. Vice president was always a nobody, so he's still the same that how it used to be. But the rest of them, come on, they're not real politicians. It started with the white lady from Alaska. Remember the white lady from Alaska? She started all this. That's how you get the other white lady that just quit. The one that they say, "Oh, you're not selling out anymore. We want you out of here," and they kicked her out. She was imitating the one from Alaska. She was. They kicked her out of there too because she realized, y'all some weirdos. I can't do it. Yeah, Sarah Palin. That's what the new one with the blonde hair with the big nose was supposed to be. What's her name? She was the new Sarah Palin. They kicked her ass out of there just last month. They kicked her. What's her name? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Sarah Palin, but the new one with the blonde hair and the big nose, the thick one. That they just kicked to the curb. What's her name? She came in, Trump, not Trump, hates her, they kicked her out. She resigned. What's her name? Broke her with a wire. And they broke that lady heart. What's her name? The one that was screaming at Obama and doing all that clown shit. Now back, yeah, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Remember they broke her heart. Now she all polite and everything. At first she was like, "The hell with you, Obama? We hate y'all," doing all that, ruining the government. And then after she helped ruin the government and turned them into some morons, they moroned her. They moroned her. Threw her ass out on her head. Lord have mercy. But today what I'm talking about for everybody, I'm talking about Nicki Minaj. I seen Nicki Minaj. She got up there and Trump, I don't know what to say, but I just love him to death. And he's great and everything. Boy, she was putting it on. Hey, y'all see Nicki Minaj? I mean, she was putting on Trump's back there just smiling. She was putting it on heavy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Nicki. You gotta love Nicki, though. Nicki got up there, boy. People was mad. Don Lemon was like, he posted, he said, "What do y'all think it is?" That's why I talk about it, because Don Lemon didn't like it. So he didn't want to say nothing. He asked everybody else what they think about it. You know what I'm saying? Hating on Nicki because, you know what I'm saying? Nicki loved Trump. They mad at Nicki. Let me tell you something, man. If I was Nicki Minaj, right, and I was a Trinidadian and my husband did all that weirdo stuff, and I seen ICE, I'd be wearing Trump blinking lights on my forehead. I had a Trump tattoo on my neck and everything. Boy, I'm not trying to get deported. See, don't hate the player, hate the gang. You know what I'm saying? I don't blame her. Trump back there looking like, yeah, you know I was going to throw your ass out, right? She like, I love Trump. He's not gonna throw me out. Hopefully, possibly, whatever. I know from Trinidad. I know he gonna throw the rest of you Trinis out. But if I kiss his ass enough, I'll be here. I said, that's right, Nikki. That's right, Nikki. I feel you. I can't hate on her. I can't hate on her. He was gonna throw her out. You know he's gonna throw her out because she hated Trump. Remember, she was against Trump. And you know, Trump, boy, Trump don't forget, boy, if you hating on Trump, he gonna come get you. Who else hated me? Nikki, throw her out. Who else? This one, throw her out. I said, oh, from Trinidad, go get her. Go get her right now. She was on her way out of here, boy. She Trinidadian. Her husband is accused of messing with kids and all that. And her brother's accused of messing with kids too. She was on the first boat to Trinidad. Boy, gonna throw her out of here. Boy, Nikki was pointed on thick. I said, damn, Nikki. I can't hate on her. I can't hate on her. You know, I can't hate on her because I know if I was Somalian, I'd be right on that stage. I am a Somalian, and I'm not like the rest of you Somalians. I love Trump. And he gonna throw y'all out. He not gonna throw me out. USA. I swear to God, I was a Somalian. Hey, man. Man, listen. Yeah, she moved when she was 5, but Trump throwing you out if you was born here. He's like, no more birthrights. Look and see who was born here and unborn them and throw him out. He throwing you out birthrights, throwing you out. So you know if he's throwing out birthrights, he's throwing out 5-year-old, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and 9 months, 5 months, and the one that was born. Yeah, he throwing everybody out. You got to get out. He throwing out people that is teenagers that was born and given birthrights. He like, your birthrights is revoked. But I've been here, I'm 15. So get out. Trump tripping. You know what I'm saying? Trump tripping. Yeah, he throwing them out. You know what I'm saying? Nikki, bless her little heart. She like, he's not gonna throw me out. You know why? Because I kiss his ass. And I kiss it well. Listen, he is the bestest ever. She was on there. I was like, yeah, no. I was tripping on Nikki. I said, hey, I couldn't hate on her. You know what I'm saying? She looking at deportation. I was looking at Trump. Trump was looking at it. Yeah, B. You better, yeah. You and Snoop, phony ass, you know, because Trump hate her and Snoop. Because they hated on him, and now they the president, they flipping. I know back when he go back with his friends, you know, her phony ass. We're going to throw her out. Nah, let her stay. She kissed that enough ass to stay, huh? I wish I could throw Snoop ass out, but he's foundational Black American with his funny ass. Look, Nikki, Snoop, look, they love me so much now. Huh. I'm sure the blacks hate him, huh? Yeah, I'm sure the blacks hate him. You know, so I'm trying to talk about Nikki and Snoop. I'm sure the blacks hate him. I would. Yeah, I'm sure the blacks hate him. Boy, they turned that around quick, didn't they? Snoop was ready to go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll come do your crypto show, sir. Snoop was talking big. Anybody mess with Donald Trump is a sellout. You know, F Donald Trump. All that. Boy, Trump got in there. He was like, sir, I'll raps for you. That nigga Snoop. You know what I'm saying? Snoop flip fly quick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Yeah, Nikki got up there, man. You know, but here go the thing. Here's the thing. I don't like criticizing people for whoever they pick as a candidate. I think that's dangerous. That's the main reason I want to talk about this. It's very dangerous when we start punishing people for their choice of president. Because if you punish this side, then you're going to punish that side. And man, we don't want to live nowhere where you punish for your vote. You know, what we a communist country? If she decides she want to flip flop and she want to pick Trump, hey man, more power to her. She grown, she can make decisions. Once they start that, there's just lawlessness. It's just lawlessness. Think about it. I don't want to be judged by who I vote for. And that's what the whole thing with the last election, too many of you black people was too personal about it. I didn't like that. I didn't like that. I was pushing Harris, and I seen black people like talk to me crazy over my choice of candidate. I didn't really like that. You know what I'm saying? I thought all y'all that did that, y'all was out of line. Because I'm a grown man. I mean, what business is it of you? If you're gonna vote for Trump and I'm gonna vote for Harris, all right. I mean, why ain't you happy who you voting for? What why would I be mad at you for voting for Trump? See, I wasn't doing all that. I didn't really care if who you voted for. But we had brothers and sisters on there talking crazy brothers and sisters over their freedom and the right to choose how they want to choose. That shit wasn't cool. And I'm thinking, all right, so what if I took it to the streets of who you voting for? See what I'm saying? Then you'd be like, oh, I'm foul. See what I mean? You talking out crazy. What if I what if I did it the way I used to do it or the way we do it in Chicago over your vote? See what I'm saying? Where does that end at? You talking crazy to me on my vote. What if I run up on you on your vote? You and your family. See what I'm saying? Where the line at? See what I'm saying? That go too far. I don't got the right to do nothing physical to you, but where you think that's gonna end up if y'all keep acting like that? It's gonna turn physical in the streets. I'm not promoting that, but that's what's gonna happen. You can't get on this internet disrespecting people for they right who they gonna vote for. You crossing the line. And you making a mockery out of the election. It's freedom. You're supposed to have freedom to vote. I couldn't see myself looking down on you because you voted for Trump. That's crazy as hell. You vote for who you want to vote for. What right I got to look at you? Oh, you done voted for Trump. See what I'm saying? We got people still doing that. Man, I had people talking. Listen, man, I had some men kind of crossed the line when I was pushing for Harris. I was nice about it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't really like it. But I have separated myself from it. I didn't really like it. You know what I'm saying? I felt like certain dudes, I felt like you was kind of going too farther than you wanted to go. You know what I'm saying? And I'm thinking now, okay, I'm here. I just want to vote for Harris. You're going to take it here with insults. What if I take it there? Then I'll say, oh, it ain't all that. It ain't all that. I'd be sick of that. It ain't all that when you made it all that. And then when I stood on it being all that, now it's not all that. It ain't never been all that when you was running your mouth talking greasy. Let this election put you in a bad situation. Like, bruh, I'm still a man. Don't be talking to me crazy. You know, respect my rights as a United States citizen to vote the way I want to vote. Like you ain't my daddy. And you don't want to be my daddy. My daddy dead. You want to be my daddy? See what I'm saying? You don't want to be my daddy? He not here. So that's like crazy. You don't want to wish sickness on you. So you want to be my daddy and get sick like my daddy? See what I'm saying? It just got silly. Where you taking it all personal over some politicians and a person's choice of a politician. I can't see myself tripping on nobody because they vote for Trump. I can't see it. Like I don't look down on Snoop for supporting Trump. I just look at him crazy because he was dissing Trump. That's why I look at him crazy. Like not because he supported him. It's like, bro, you was dissing him. Like that's weird. Yeah, they turned it into a circus and they started being disrespectful and crossing the line when it comes to respect. At the end of the day, no matter who you vote for, you still a man. You still a woman. I can't disrespect you as no man by who you want to vote for. What that got to do with me disrespecting you as a man, calling you out your name, saying all kind of stuff because you said you want to vote for somebody? We're not doing all that. You know, if I meet Nicki Minaj, I'm not gonna be thinking about her supporting Trump. That's over there. We meet, we here, we on this, we ain't on that. We're not bringing that into everything. We're not bringing in the political choices when I meet you personally. You know, when I meet you personally, it's gonna be all love. Your political thing ain't got nothing to do with me and you hanging out or me. That ain't got nothing to do with it. Like what that got to do with being backstage with Nicki Minaj and kicking it with her and her entourage. What that got to do with that? Nothing. So I'm supposed to look down on her because she up there trying to do what she got to do for whatever it benefit her. Nah. You know, if you're a real brother or a real sister to somebody, and I kind of feel she on the hot seat being an immigrant, why would I hate on her for doing what's best for her? Because that definitely was a good move for her under the Trump administration that would deport her. Facts. And would deport her family, especially considering she married to a sex offender. They would throw her out. You understand? So it's just like Don Lemon's like, what you think about it? I know he a newsman, so I can't hate on Don because he's a newsman, and now he taking his news independent on Instagram and stuff. So I understand why he posts. He gonna post anything for you to watch for controversy and get response. So I understand that. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at Don for saying, what we think. It just started making me think we ain't supposed to be thinking nothing really. Like I'm not gonna judge nobody on here for who you vote for or if you don't vote or none of that. Like none of that. I can't see me putting that in the Rolodex when I deal with you. Oh man, he voted for Biden, man. Oh man, he voted for Trump. Like I don't see that. And that's why this is so bad. Because when I was growing up, nobody knew who you voted for. And they need to go back to that. Husband and wives didn't discuss it. Yeah, when I was growing up, husbands and wives nobody discussed it. You went to vote, you went in the booth, you closed it, you made your vote in private, and that was that. And you never revealed who you voted for. You never heard people talk about who they was going to vote for. in the 60s, in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s. You never heard that. You never heard people talk about who they're going to vote for. It was known that that's private. We all knew that. You don't discuss that. You go in there and vote, and when you come out of there, you go back to regular life. No political life. We didn't live no political life. Your political life was when you got up and went to the poll. And once you voted and left, your political life was over. That's a fact. Your political life would be about an hour, 2 hours, depending on how long the line is. When I was growing up, your political life was you going to the poll, voting, and coming home. Nobody talked. Nobody talked before. Nobody talked after. You never seen nobody talk about who they was going to vote for. You never seen citizens wear things representing their candidate or none of that. There was campaign people promoted the candidates. Regular citizens never promoted nobody. You didn't know who was voting for. You never see somebody wear a badge, a button, or have a sticker on for nobody they voting for. The only people that used to put stickers on their car for who they vote for was the Green Party. The Green Party was the only one that advertised who they was. You never seen Democrats or Republicans advertise if they was Democrats or Republicans. Never. Never. Never in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s. You never knew what political party or what candidate anybody liked. It was better like that. And when a candidate would win, you wouldn't see citizens celebrate. They just go on with their life. You know why? Because it never was supposed to mean a huge change in the government. It always was supposed to just be a slight change. Not like now, where you put this one in there, we way over here, put this one in there, way over there. It was never like that. It's not supposed to be like that. Like, keep that shit quiet, go vote and go your ass back home. I'm cool with celebrities like Nicki Minaj and them. She campaign, and that's cool. But average people, we need to go back to that. Need to just stay personal. So a wife could vote this way, a husband could vote that way, and nobody knew how nobody voted. So it wouldn't break up the marriage. It wasn't that serious. Now you could break up the marriage with that. It's too much. That's why when I was pushing Harris, I kept trying to tell my audience, I am campaigning. They didn't understand that, but I should have known they understand it, because this generation don't understand the difference between campaigning and being a cheerleader. I wasn't no cheerleader. I was professionally campaigning. I wasn't representing me as a person. I was representing the Harris campaign. They didn't understand. You know, I got plugs out here. They invited me to her stuff, but I didn't want to go. Yeah, I was invited to go up to Wisconsin and Michigan. I was invited to go to all that because I was really campaigning for real, not for play. Real talk. I was professionally campaigning for Harris. I wasn't talking as a citizen, but this generation didn't understand that, so they thought I was, you know what I'm saying? They didn't know what I was doing. I enjoyed doing it, but I didn't really teach like I wanted to teach, because I was trying to teach people the difference in liking a candidate and actually campaigning. It was a lot of work. And it was a real lot of work because we only had 2 months to campaign. That was a lot of work. I had to post every day. I had to post Harris 2, 3 times a day, every day. That was crazy. I was so glad it was over. I was so, man, that was a lot of damn work. I had to post that stuff every day, sometimes 2, 3 times a day. I had to post Harris on all my social media. Man, I was so glad that was over. But people thought I was talking, I don't know. I was trying to teach the community the difference between campaigning, what campaigning is. Campaigning is not like, oh, you like a candidate, right? And you're talking about you like, no, campaigning is like a job. And your job is to advertise this person's run for president. It's not no, it's not it's a real job. Like a street team for a rapper. Same thing. If you're a street team for a rapper, you might not necessarily be connected to that rapper like that. You're just doing a job as a street team. You see, people didn't understand that. That had nothing to do with my personal vote. That was a job. And boy, that was a hard job. If she didn't run at the last minute, I wouldn't have had to post that much. I would have been able to take my time if she had like 5 months or something. But 2 months, boy, listen. I had to make all them banners and stuff myself. The campaign people call me, you make all that stuff yourself? You want to make something for us? Hell no, I barely can make this shit for me. You know what I'm saying? But they wanted me to come up there, but I couldn't come up there. I already had a hotel room downtown for the convention, which was crazy. So I had a hotel room downtown for the convention, right? So I was going to go downtown and film and show y'all downtown. Man, listen. Hey, man, wasn't nobody downtown. They was all at the McCormick place. And when I went downtown, y'all, you know what was down there? Police. All the way down both sides of Michigan Avenue. Hey, thousands of police. No people. I swear to God. I said, let me go outside and show the people what's going on. The reason you never seen what's going on, because there wasn't nothing going on. They was all at the convention center, and it was just thousands of police. Bullshit you not. 8 on this side, 15 on that side with bites, dogs. Next block, 5 on that side, 10 on that side, 12 on that side, 20 on that side, all the way down. Police. I said, damn, I can't even show nothing. It wasn't nothing to show but police. I never seen that many police in Chicago in my life. And no people, no nothing, because all of that was at the McCormick place and at the United Center, which was blocked off. I didn't even try to go over there. So I just went back to the hotel room and watched it on TV. Man, I said, dang, I could have saved my money. I didn't see nothing. I'm thinking I'm finna be in the mix, man. I'm gonna be downtown for the campaign, man. People gonna be everywhere. No. There was a couple of protests out there that moved around, but I didn't go out there with them because they were surrounded by police too. So it's a protest going down the street, and there's 5,000 police around them going with them. Boy, they did not get out of line in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Boy, they came to Chicago, but this dude right here, he wasn't going. Bro, listen, my man Larry wasn't going. The protesters didn't play all that. They tried to play crazy. Hey, man, and Larry had the white shirt on in the front, man. Here the protesters, Here go the superintendent in the front. Man, I said, boy, y'all don't know where y'all done came. Hey, Larry a G, man. They was down there protesting, and my man Larry Snelling, man, Mr. Snelling was in the front, man, with a billion police behind him, with his white shirt up, with it rolled up. And he was like, play with him, don't play with him, don't play with him. And they did not touch dude. And them protesters did not get out of line, boy. I said, dang, they wanted to, but Larry was down there with that stick, like, go ahead. He was in the front. All the police, he was in the front. Here's all the protesters, here's Larry. And them protesters were like, And every time one got out of line, the police went through the crowd and jumped them and threw them on the ground. The rest of the crowd be like, okay. As soon as you get a little bit out of line, the police was like, yada, I wrapped you up, WWE wrestling, And the other one's like, And you didn't see no news about the protesters get out of line in Chicago. Boy, it was tripped out. I was able to watch them on my hotel because I was right in the middle of everything. So I had a real nice hotel. I'd be staying at this real nice hotel. I ain't going to give away the location because I'd be there a lot. So I could see them from my window, man. They was out there. That's what it sounded like upstairs in your room. I look out there. They out there. They surrounded by police. It's like a square box of police. And they in the middle of that square box. And they had the big old, they had them big old white dudes. It's like he told the biggest police, man. You should have seen some of them white dudes, police, man. It was some big black brothers, but it was some giant white dudes, man. They nightsticks look about that big. This is what they nightsticks look like. They nightsticks look like this. Big ass nightstick, but it looked like that. I was like, hell nah. And they was down there like play. You was not tearing up this city. Boy, I was tripped out. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was down there. I still was glad I went down there to see what was happening, but it wasn't no action though. They kept order. It was good. The speeches and stuff was good. Barack's speech was good. Michelle was good. A couple of them was, I forgot somebody else was real good. Their speeches and stuff was good. But Harris, it was too little too late. They couldn't prep her. She didn't have no training. So she couldn't pull off. She was grinning and cheesing too much. She was grinning and cheesing too much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she was cheesing too much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that wasn't gonna work. All that smiling and grinning. You know what I mean? She didn't have a chance. How would I feel if she ran again? I mean, if she ran again, I don't know. If she got the right training and stuff before then, I would push for her. I would definitely support her because I never was supporting. I would support her because I'm strange, so I wasn't supporting like everybody else, right? Yeah, G Rock, I would support her 100% because I wasn't. I think different. Yeah, any woman run, I'm a supporter. I was going to support Hillary. Any woman run, I'm a supporter. Any woman. Because I be using like success for my children. You know what I'm saying? Which I be trying to teach over here, be going over people's head. Like a lot of times these people run for office and they be distant. And then you hope they get in there and do certain things. But what could you do personally for yourself? Well, personally for yourself, you could take these people and you could promote these people in front of your second grader, third grader, fourth grader, fifth grader, high schooler to encourage your children to go to school, get an education, make something out themselves. So you have to learn how to use things in the world for your family. I use Barack Obama and the family for my family. That's what I got out of it. I use that to motivate my children. I use that to keep my sons out of jail and out of gangs and shit. And it worked. At that time, I just had the baby, my little girl. And uh, I hung Barack Obama up in her bedroom with her and the twins. Sure did. She graduated from medical school. Yep. That's how I use it. I use it for I use it for inspiration. Yep. Yep. I used it for inspiration. So every day my daughter get up, the two kids get up, they see this man running for president. So that bags up when I'm telling them to go to school, do what they need to do in school and all that. That bagged all that up. You know what I'm saying? I use that to back up them making something out themselves. Because this is black man, right? For my youngest daughter right here, all growing up, when he ran, when she would get up in her room, his picture was in there, and the picture of the family was in the house too. And that's how I use it personally. Yep, that's what I did. I use it personally. That's what I use it for. I use it for my family. Yep. I used it personally while everybody else tripping. We black, we a black family. So I got this picture up there. Yeah. Black family together, marriage, unity, success, decency. Yeah. I make sure they see that every day. Just like you wake up, you see white Jesus every day, that gonna mess your man up. You wake up, you see white success every day, you see black failure every day, that gonna mess you up. No, my children ain't into politics because you know, they got different, you know what I'm saying? My oldest son, he in Hollywood, you know. He's an animator. So he does, you know what I'm saying? I just don't put his business out there, but he does animation for stuff y'all be watching. My son doing a lot of that. A lot of that stuff y'all be watching, the animation, my son drawing that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, not just anime, the any animation. He could draw anything. Not just anime, any type of animation he doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's doing any type of animation. My daughter, she's in medical. The other daughter, she's in high. She do tech. She's in a tech. They getting money. Yeah, they getting money. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? I always had good images around for them. These two right here, the biggest one, she in the tech. The little one is in the medical. They got two different mothers, but I keep all my children together regardless. So I'd go get the tall one and make her come stay with us, right? So she know all her brothers and sisters like that. You know what I'm saying? So the tall one's the one I had before I went to jail, and the little one's the one I had when I got out. I was only in there 4 months, so I beat the case, so it ain't like I'm no. I ain't never been to prison. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never been to prison. They was trying to say I was running around making all this money doing stuff. No, come on. You understand? So I always kept them together. You know, they grown now, but at her house too, with her mother, I had Barack and the family there too. She's seen it every day. She's seen it every day. The boys seen it every day. The twins seen it every day. Every day they seen Michelle and all that. Every day. The big ones too. My son and my stepson and my two stepdaughters too. Every day they seen Barack and Michelle and pictures like that and positive stuff on TV and stuff like that. Take them to the music studio, see me working, making records. I'm getting songs on TV and stuff like that. Nobody in jail, nobody in prison, nobody getting in trouble. They all grown. They mamas ain't got to worry about them. Nothing. They living productive lives. That's my that's my stepson with the white and black. That's my two stepdaughters, and that's my youngest son right there. Then I got two more sons. I raised a lot of children because I got 6 children, and I don't know how many stepchildren. I need to count them and memorize them. I got a lot of stepchildren. I got like 6 stepchildren. I got 6 children and 6 stepchildren that I raised. The stepchildren at different times, though. And that positive energy, that positive, like, you know what I'm saying? Exposing them to them positive role models like that helped a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because I always raise my stepchildren just like they mine. I don't raise them like stepchildren. Whatever the mama got is mine. Period. Everybody get treated the same way. And stand on them when they little. And you ain't got no work to do. If you stand on them while they little, first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth grade, 10th grade, you ain't got to worry about them by 11th, 12th grade. They good to go. You don't worry about them.